We'll join a group of counsellors discussing problems in professional practice and models used in counselling. Listen to the ways in which these counsellors use and describe the life of the client. It's important for you to recognise how you might use this model. You may find it useful to replay parts of the discussion and the session that follows to fully answer these 3 questions. What are the 3 foci and tensions in the life of the client? How did Kathy use this model to counsel her bereaved client? As you listened to the client, what feelings surfaced in you? In this group discussion led by Kathy, Neil introduces the life of the client model. Listen to the individual responses of the group and then formulate your own response.
The model, the life of the client, or the diagnostic model, really what it does is it helps both the client and the counsellor to focus on 3 specific areas. And these areas are the belief system of the client, how the client sees him or herself, and also how the client views society. And so when the client is talking to you, you begin to hear the heartbeat of the client. How are they responding to their belief system? Are they being condemned by it? Are they being freed by it? How they view themselves? Do they come with low self-esteem? Do they come thinking that no one really loves them? Do they come thinking it's their fault and that's the way they are? So they're stuck. And then how they view society. Perhaps they feel society has washed them up. Society doesn't want to know them anymore.
So they really got 3 main parts: the person themselves, their personal belief system, and then how they perceive society perceiving them. So it's a very grounded from the clients. It's a client-centred world. And I wonder if anyone come across the difficulties of maybe attempted suicides. Some clients who have an issue in that way, where I've had it very much discussed, where a chronic condition in which I know I'm no use, I'm too sick, I'm really, I have nothing, nobody can help me. I'm really at the bottom, therefore I'm going to end my life. And it's not immediate, but the threat is, and the presenting sentence, the words that the client, and yet in themselves they can tell you what a good life it was, but it's not been good of the immediate moment. And society, the society outside, are saying, yes, but we care for you, we really like you, we really want you. And they're holding, this doesn't seem to be helping the client, because that's not their perception of how society sees them. And it's quite a good model for focusing on that person and their belief system, that perhaps they could unleash themselves from that very, very poor self-image.
I think it's important to pick up on that. The way I look at the diagnostic model is, which door do I go through with the client? Which, is it the belief system that's the major cause? Is it their view of themselves that's the major cause? Or is it their view of society that's the major cause? If they can hold their belief system, their view of self and view of society together, then there's no problem. It's when these 3, if you do it like a triangle, when these 3 are out of sync, are out of balance.
Right. Well, I think we've perhaps come to the end of the discussion group, but I feel that's been a very positive insight for us in our professional practice, and hopefully it'll be taken up by students too, and other counsellors maybe have something to respond to us.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Identify the way the clinical and pastoral aspects are integrated. Having listened to the group discussion, now let's see the life of the client take shape. We want to look at 3 aspects of the model: its foci, external and internal forces. Next, we have the external forces that keeps the life of the client in tension. Note that it's when these forces are out of balance that the client feels something is wrong. Finally, we include the internal forces that impact the inner being of the client. Now, combining the three foci, external and internal forces, we have the life of the client framework. Again, it's important to realize that the client is in crisis when the three foci are out of balance, due to an imbalance of external forces.